Radical.
All right, so really quickly, I want to say that this past weekend was the fourth biggest money weekend in the pandemic era. I'm not sure when they judged that from when it started. I don't know. So I'm reading here. This was a huge weekend for movies. And maybe it's a little bit surprising that the two movies were Barbie and Oppenheimer. 80 million for Oppenheimer, 155 million for Barbie. These movies freaking crushed it. Where's Indiana Jones? I think it made like 6 million. Ain't nobody going to see Indiana Jones anymore. No, these two movies, it was like an event. People were going to see both movies. Even though that sounds weird, who goes to see Oppenheimer and then Barbie? It doesn't make any sense, yeah? But you know how these big weekends are. People wanted to go see both of these movies. And there's some things about Barbie that I do not like. I heard there's a lot of woke shit in it. I heard basically that the men are marginalized. Marginalized? No. Marginalized. But that's just par for the course. I think the story is basically this. Believe it or not, there's a big part of the story that the Barbie women take care of everything in the doll land. And the Kens, they don't really do anything. The male dolls don't do anything. Then you get to the real world, and then the guys take over, and then you get back to where you came before, just giving away the plot here, and the women take back over again. And maybe there's some zany madcap stuff. There's a couple funny bits I've seen. I mean, Will Ferrell's in it. It's got this one bit where Barbie is a doll, and then her shoes are taken off and her feet go flat. And because she's a doll, she's supposed to stand on her tippy toes. And then the other females around are making these weird, rubberish looking faces, and they go like, "You're flat footed!" You know, it looks like just an obnoxious movie covered in pink. Oh my God, if you like pink, this is the movie for you. I would probably throw up after like seeing so much pink. You know, I read here, and they might have been joking, that there was a shortage in the color pink. In pink paint. There was a shortage in it. You know how pink your movie has to be for there to be a shortage in pink paint? You know, jeez. I mean, some pink I like. Just a little bit of pink, like maybe like a little slit of pink, I like. But not pink every freaking where. So this movie, along with Oppenheimer, to a lesser extent, this movie Barbie was a massive success. And yet, there's a lot of woke elements to it. Now, if you go to YouTube channels would tell you basically that everything, this, that, one, is a woke dumpster fire, and I agree in a lot of cases. But where I differentiate is basically I'm going to be honest with you all, and I'm not going to just tell you that Barbie is not successful. Because it is. It's very successful. It's made a ton of money. Like I said, fourth biggest weekend in the pandemic era. But here's why it's a massive success. As with a lot of things. If you put enough marketing behind something, doesn't always work. Indiana Jones had, some marketing, but a lot of people didn't want to go see that. If you put a lot of marketing behind something that has a certain look and aesthetic and has certain actors in their prime, like Margot Robbie, and then that guy that was in he was in Blade Runner. Sorry, I forgot his name. He's actually not a bad actor. If you had a lot of these actors in a movie that is a big franchise or like a well-known brand, Barbie, Spider-Man, Batman, these are well-known brands. So it's not that hard to take an established figure, Mickey Mouse. We used to be able to say Star Wars, but no, not Star Wars. Mario Brothers, for instance. The movie doesn't have to be amazing. It does not. It does not. To be massively successful. I mean, did Barbie even beat out Mario Brothers? I don't know. Thing about Barbie is, though, also, I think what's going on is there's not a lot of movies that are huge, massive hits or like that are really targeted specifically to females exclusively. Whereas a lot of like big, massive hits, like maybe Avengers and an Iron Man movie, But I think that's what's going on here. A lot of women are just like saying, like, girl, we need to go see Barbie. And it's like one of those big time female events. You know how many females grew up with Barbie dolls? Yeah, it's still a big, powerful, strong brand. Also, maybe a Hello Kitty. Well, to a lesser extent, Hello Kitty is a big brand. Like, for instance, at my store, I had a Barbie Funko Pop I was selling, and it sold almost right out. I mean, it's unrelated, and I'm just saying that, Barbie's still a big brand. But talking about the Hollywood machine, if you want a lot of interaction, if you want sales tickets, let me talk about like YouTube a little bit. If you push your own channel on YouTube, if you pay to have your channel advertised, if YouTube advertises your channel and it catches people's attention, you're going to get half the people right there. But, people that went to see it, unless they're lying about the audience score, a lot of different places that I've seen here, people generally are kind of happy with it. But I'm not going to go see it. I don't like a lot of the elements in it. And, like I said, too much damn pink. One last thing, though, is, like I said, there's a lot of these YouTubers that have an invested interest, as part of their business to make it seem like Barbie is not a massive success. And I think that's basically lying to your own audience. Now, it's okay to not like Barbie and to be against a lot of the woke elements in it, but, it's a massive success. You can also, though, explain the success because of all the constant marketing campaign. A friend of mine, he said he couldn't turn on the TV without seeing stuff about Barbie. He couldn't go anywhere without seeing big ads everywhere about Barbie. Barbie, 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 Barbie. You just have to do the machine. You just have to get certain actors and actresses. I mean, even Will Ferrell's in it. As long as you have like a star-studded cast, little minor things matter, like the story. Heard the story's dog shit. It's either directed or written by, I think one of them's a woman that obviously is a hater of men. So, okay, maybe that works with females. Maybe females like to see kins marginalized, which is a lot of the plot actually is not fun at all. Let me tell you how fun this sounds for a Barbie plot. Not a adventure, not a lighthearted adventure just to maybe go out and maybe find some MacGuffins or doing this or that. No, a big part of this plot is actually the fact that Barbie and Ken are at odds with each other. The men and the women are at odds with each other. Okay. Can we just have a fucking fun summer blockbuster without getting all this shit about men versus women in the movie? Why do we need a men versus women plot in Barbie? Of all things, fucking Barbie. Like, you couldn't resist that? Like, this bitch couldn't resist to put that in the movie and to make sure to marginalize men? But, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about those things. Like I said, it's the biggest movie of the weekend. Mission Impossible, actually, I think it did better than Indiana Jones, but Mission Impossible, it's a victim of the time it released. Still did okay. Also, one thing I want to quickly put in here also is Sound of Freedom has done amazing at the box office. I didn't see the exact numbers, but Sound of Freedom, I don't know if it's overtaken Indiana Jones, but looking at the budget, Sound of Freedom is going to make a ton more money than Indiana Jones. A ton more money. Like, every movie, I think, releasing this summer is going to make more money than Indiana Jones. Imagine spending 5, 6, 8, $900 million when everything is said and done. Imagine spending that much money and only having a third of that in box office ultimately.